Hello, and welcome to another episode of Chair Chat. I am Joyce Doris Coleman, Chairwoman of the Memphis-Shelby County School Board. Today, I have the honor, the privilege of introducing and speaking with someone that really needs no introduction to the city of Memphis, the state of Tennessee, the one, the only one, Mr. John Best, Brother John, as he's affectionately known throughout the city, the Tennessee, the world.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here with you.
I'm glad to have you here with me. Let's do a few of our questions, and then we just gonna have us a good conversation
for
about 7 8 minutes. How that sound?
Come on, that's nothing. We can knock that out.
We've done this before. We've done this before.
Yes, ma'am.
We're not new to this.
Not new to
but
this.
We are
true to this.
True to this. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
John, you've had a long and impressive career in broadcasting. Can you take us back to the beginning?
Yes, the beginning for me was broadcasting was 2004. I was in Berlin, Germany, and I started an internet radio station, which was the first R&B 24-hour radio station in Berlin. A few years later, I retired from playing professional basketball. I played overseas for 14 years. And when I came back to the city, I saw Mayor Harrington on the TV, and he was crying and saying something about the children, school system. So I said, I stopped playing basketball. I need to get into the school system and maybe try to influence some of the young people. So my dad was a painter for the district at the time. And I said, look, I need to get in the school system some kind of way. I interview any job. So luckily I got to be a MSCS resource officer at the time. And they put me in Hamilton High School, fresh out of the academy, straight to Hamilton High School.
Hamilton High School.
And then Hamilton, South Memphis. And Hamilton High School, they had a broadcasting class. And I always would go to that class every day to check in and see what they was doing and talk to them about streaming, because that's what was one of my things. And ever since then, it was like we started streaming basketball games, started streaming a lot of things. And then that led to a job over here at the communication center, and I've been rolling ever since. And I came over here in 2014. I've been rolling.
So you've been doing this since 2014?
2014, rolling. Yep. But I've been DJing and all the other stuff since I was 14. I'm 54 now, and I've been doing broadcasting since 2004.
I tell y'all, he's not new to it.
That's right.
He's true to it.
Let's go. Yes, man.
He's dedicated.
Right.
I've had the pleasure of being on the scene with you.
Yes, ma'am.
At several events.
No cameras.
No cameras. Where you're not just out here talking about the music.
That's right.
You're walking the walk.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because I didn't have nobody to do that for me. And when I grew up, where I grew up in New Jersey, it was just everybody for themselves. We didn't have what they call them, mentors and all of that. It was just, I was getting into trouble. I was a knucklehead. And when I had the opportunity to come down south for a family reunion, we sold everything and came to Memphis. And I said, Memphis, is it dirt roads down there? And what's going on? So when I got to Memphis, we landed on Macklemore. That was the first street we went to make a call to tell the family was here. I said, this reminds me of home, because I saw the elements. Yes. Let me say that. And then when I got there and I saw how it was in Memphis and everything, just saw the children, see how it was going, I said, I fell in love. I just fell in love with the city. I didn't want to go back to New Jersey. I said, Memphis is different. And then, just seeing the whole aspect of the city, I thought Memphis was country before I got here. Then when I got here, I saw Memphis is city. If you know city and hood life, people, it's everywhere. No matter what city you go to, you're going to see them same elements.
That's right.
Everywhere. And so I wanted to come in and help the children that's surrounded by those elements to say, you can make it out of this. That's my why.
So many times when we're out doing events and I see you're intertwining and commingling with the young people. What message are you giving them? Or are you giving a message to our young people?
Every time.
Because let me say this. I remember yesterday when I was here, the young man that was on Facebook for swimming.
Swim Lou. Yeah, Swim Lou. That's what they call it.
You reached out and found this young man.
Yes, ma'am.
To come and have a conversation as to his why.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you do that?
I think it's because I think all of our children and people have a story to tell. Your upbringing. If I was to sit you down and walk me from how it was growing up in your household, you may relate to several people that's listening to that message. When I reached out to Swim Lou, his name is Lulu. He don't want to say his government name, so we call him Lulu. He said, "I'll come on and I'll tell a story." I told you, you heard me say, man, I thought you died in the video because when I watched the video, I didn't see him come back up. So when he got to talking yesterday and said, "John, that's my area. That was Coral Lake." He said, "I know that area back and forth. I was in total control the whole time." And he said, "I was more scared of my wife when I came up and she was hollering at me." He said, "I wanted to jump back in the water." But his story, just hearing that and letting him have an outlet to tell his story, we need to listen. Stop judging.
That's it.
Because I done already reached out. I'm trying to reach out to the people at the YMCA, because what you say, you might can turn that into teaching young people how to swim.
Yeah.
Then you might need to teach some of our elders how to swim. But it was a negative, so-called negative incident. But look how we can use our platform to maybe get him to teach children how to swim.
That's powerful.
So that's why. That's why every time I get around children, I'm like, "Well, what you doing? What you like? What you into?" Because if I can connect that to something that we doing, all these so-called people that love it's for the children, I'm trying to link. Let me get them with Pat. Let me get them with Khalil. Let me get them with Ian. Let me get them with Dawn, so that we can cultivate and build on that. So I'm always looking to talk to children.
And I mean, even down to a couple of weeks ago, well, maybe a month ago, we had a food drive.
Yes, man. No cameras. We wasn't looking in the cameras.
We weren't looking for the cameras. We were there because we know it's a need in our community. Who did I find and see was out there passing out, putting boxes in their car? Brother John. You could have brought your crew out and did live videos, DJing and playing music, because that's what I was told, that you were coming out. But you weren't doing that. You were actually involved in what was going on. That's what we need more of. How can we get more people to say, "I'm not doing this for a camera. I'm not doing this to shake to the music. I'm doing this because it matters."
Right. I think people talk loud but say nothing. Right?
Say that again.
People talk loud but say nothing. Here's the point. When stuff was going on with the district and people, it was like, "Well, John, what can we do?" I said, "Go up to a school, cater breakfast, cater something for the teachers, do something." So we had an event, volunteers, folks could have came and gave out boxes too. We didn't say no to nobody that wanted to come help.
And we advertised it.
But all the people that have something to say, when it's time to do work on behalf of our students, teachers, community, we don't see you unless the cameras is there. Or we don't see you unless it's cameras and it's live, and don't let it be Channel 5, 3, and 24. You're gonna have people showing up in droves, but our children been needed, y'all, before the cameras came out. So it's always a problem to me when I see people talking over here, but when the work need to be done over there, we don't see them there. But we see them on this side, but we just don't see the way. It's not a balance, Chair Coleman.
You speak it. It's not a balance.
It's not a balance.
A couple more questions, and then I'm gonna
take your time, man. Whatever's on your heart, ask your question.
Student-led initiatives. What can we do? Because we have young people here in our city. I think about a young man I won't call name, that's gone to UT Knox now. That was a part of the broadcasting program.
Yes, ma'am.
what needs to be done to get more? Because our children want to be heard.
Yes, ma'am.
What can we as a school district, what can we as the board do to give them that platform? Can we have, it's chair chat now? Could it be
Student chat?
Student chat.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we have where we go into our schools and just say, hey,
yes, ma'am.
It doesn't always have to be a camera.
Come on.
You know how I feel
yes,
about
ma'am.
these cameras.
She listen, she's not about that camera light.
I'm not about it. You know, what would it look like if we said we're not taking a camera, we're just going into schools and listen to what our young people have to say. Not just listen. Now, what are we going to put into plan, an action plan to alleviate or solve some of that? Because they don't have big problems. They just want to be heard.
They got similar problems.
Yeah.
What a child dealing with in Orange Mound may be the same problem, issue they dealing with in Cordova.
That's true.
They just never had the platform to be able to talk about it.
Right.
I'm glad you said this, because this is what we're doing over here now. For the past 3 weeks, I've been staying in the TV studio to rebuild it, rebrand it, for things like that. So we can bring tours in. So if you out and you tell your colleague, yo, y'all scheduled a tour to come over here to this building. Because once they get in here, Ms. Coleman, with their mind is, oh, they can do TV, they can do radio, we can do social media, we can do pictures. We got somebody from every field in this building that can help them. But we have to promote it as such. People don't want to promote something that they see as no life in.
Right.
So for a whole year, you know, the student, with all the changes that was going on, we was dealing with, we took our eye off here. But now I'm making it a point to bring attention back, to use this platform to go after those children, especially like the one that you talking about. He was recommended by Dr. Champion. You remember Dr. Champion?
Yes.
He said, John, I got a young man to go to my church. I think you need to meet him. I said, bring him to the station. He brought him to the station. He said, Mr. Best, I want to be a meteorologist. That's the weatherman, right?
Right.
I got with my guy at Channel 5, I forgot at the time. I said, hey, I got a young student that wants to be a meteorologist. Sure, bring him through. He went over there, it clicked. Now, he was a first official Memphis-Shelby County School meteorologist. So look from that person recommending him, and then I'm listening, what you want to do? Let me connect to our partners at Channel 5, and now he want to do that.
Yeah.
But look how that student just transpired all the way up till he graduated. They wanted him at every Memphis-Shelby County school event speaking.
He did.
Because he came over to this building, he got with us, and we put him and trained him up so that he can represent the district. But we can do that for all our children. It's thousands that would love to come over here, but they're going to say, we don't have transportation. How can we get there? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once they get here, Ms. Coleman, I guarantee you, we can have our own news station, everything we need. This whole place should be ran by students. But, you know, it's some stuff we're working on to fix that. But I would say, tell them to come by here and schedule a visit.
This is much needed.
Yes,
our
ma'am.
Children, you know, and you know I have to
Go
go
ahead.
there.
Go there, Ms. Coleman.
The scripture says, train up a child in the way he should go.
That's right.
And when he's old, he will not depart from it.
That's
that
right.
don't mean they're not going to stray off, but if you instill in them now, I can be the next John Best.
Yes, ma'am.
I can be the next Kalia.
Yep.
I can be the next Patrick.
Right.
I can be the next Don.
That's right. Yep.
These are people that are running this studio. Elvis.
Yes.
These are African Americans that look just like me that are running a studio.
Yes. Yes.
And I even beg to say we need to do a better job of promoting and advertising.
Don't go there. Don't go. Miss Clark, tell her don't go there now. Don't go there.
We need to do a better job of promoting our TV station and our radio station.
Ooh, ma'am, listen, okay. I'm going to put it to you like this. Imagine at the last board meeting, when I believe it was Stephanie Love asked, when the CTE was talking about, giving out funds for the, the different
Yes.
centers.
Yes.
And she asked Miss Slate, shout out to Miss Willie Slate, she's the bomb.
Yes, she is.
She told them, well, not yet, but we're working on something. So I met with her after, and she said, John, we may have something, we'll talk. Last Thursday, she came over here, or her team came over here, and they said, John, walk us through this whole building. I walked them through this whole building, and they said, y'all need some upgrades. But what I didn't do was beg, hey, we need this, we need this, we need this. But I wanted to show activity. Different things going on, cleaning up the studio, cleaning up. So when you come in the building, you see what we're doing. So for 4 or 5 years, I was begging every superintendent, everybody, we need this, we need that. And then when I didn't get no answer, I said, I'm gonna repurpose everything in that what I got, make the best of it. And then at the time that I least expected, John, we're coming over, we want to see everything in the building. And now that we're in processing of talking about them helping us get upgrades in this building. Now, the time I got quiet was when the time they came knocking at the door.
Because people don't know that when we're having board meetings, we're having business meetings, any type of meetings, when our interim superintendent is speaking, C19 is there.
Covering everything.
Facebook Live, when you see Facebook, C19 is a part.
Right.
And I mean, you all do so much. You cover our graduation.
Yes, ma'am. We was the first. 10 years ago, I think it was Patrick Richmond and myself and a few others. We set a precedent because I remember they said, you going to stream all 36 graduations? I said, yes. Then I was contacted by a popular company to say, did you really do that? And I said, yes. Shelby County Schools at the time has allowed me to do that. And so now they set me up to teach others how to, this was 10 years ago, Ms. Coleman. But then the other thing we have to deal with in the political aspect of it, it got to a point, John, you doing too much, right? No, I'm just saying, whenever you working hard and you got passion and you believe in something,
right.
I come to work at 8 o'clock, I get off at 7 o'clock every night. But sometimes I stay to 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Why? Because I want to make sure this building is operational. So when we walk them children through, or when you start telling people to come through and visit, we want to make sure everything is on point and everything works. Because once the children see that, because this is what we here for.
This is it.
Our jobs is for the children. So when they come in here, I want to make sure you want to get on the camera, you want to get on the radio, you want to take pictures, they got it.
They got it. You leaving them without an excuse.
No excuses. No excuses. None. None.
No reason why our children cannot be.
No. Greatness grows here, right?
Greatness grows here.
But in order for something to grow, you gotta water it, right? You gotta be in the right environment.
You gotta plant the seed first.
Right. Water it.
The seed has been planted because their parents sent them to us. Right?
Right.
That when mama, daddy, auntie, cousin, they get them up and send them to us. That's planting the seed.
That's right.
When they're here, the question is, are we watering them?
Are we watering them? Are we having them in the right environment to grow? Because certain plants and things don't grow in the right environment.
Are we picking out the weeds around them?
Come on. That's our job, right?
That's our job.
So when we say greatness grows here, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's one of the best slogans we could have, because it's not only our children, but look at the teachers that, Rod Richmond, our interim superintendent, he's trying to get professional development. Y'all trying to approve different programs so that our teachers can be great to teach these young children to be great. So in the long run, greatness is growing. It's like we just growing, just rising up. And I think this is the perfect time, no matter I know we hearing all the stuff that's going on. Let's focus on the work. It's going to handle itself. But shout out to you teachers and principals that show up every single day. While all that mess was going on, y'all was coming to teach our children every single day.
Every day.
And I think that needs to be highlighted more as well, because we didn't see teachers talking about their opinions and stuff. They was teaching those children that everybody was talking about. Yeah, we got to do better by the children. But it's the teachers there.
As you said about the talk.
Talking loud,
Talking
saying
loud,
nothing.
saying nothing. Talk is the cheap. I was told a long time ago, talk is the cheapest thing on the market.
Yes, ma'am. And sometimes not talking is talking.
It's loud.
Know when to talk, know when
When
not to
not to
talk.
talk.
Right?
Sometimes when you don't say nothing, you're talking real loud.
That's right.
Talking very loud.
Well, I think we went over their head with that. They ain't ready for that. They're not ready for that one right there.
They
They're not
ready. They ready. They just got to accept and do it.
That's right. There's plenty of big work out here. Big fields await the wide awake man and woman.
Uh-oh.
See, I told you don't get me started now.
But
We got to get the lawyer in here because I might say something. I don't want to say nothing to get us in trouble.
no, we're not gonna get in trouble. Truth is the truth.
Yes,
Truth
ma'am.
is the light.
This is serious
It's
work
serious
that we do.
work.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And I thank you. I
Thank
thank
you.
your team. Because you do it and y'all do it with heart.
Mm-hmm.
You do it from your heart.
Right.
You do it so graciously.
Yes, ma'am.
Because y'all could say, I'm not going out here and record some of this stuff.
But we do it.
I was at a graduation and y'all were trying to get in with your equipment and people wouldn't even let you buy.
Yes, ma'am.
But you setting this up so other people could see their child.
Yep. Yep. And I'm glad, since you brought it up, I would like to take this moment to thank the team because during COVID,
Yes.
it wasn't highlighted for whatever reason, but we had our team put masks, full body covering to go into an empty classroom with teachers to record them teaching a lesson so that we put on C19 for our students to be able to watch. But you didn't hear much about it, but I got to thank the team because they put their life on the line to get that lesson recorded. And it was they went all over the district doing that. And our board meetings, we didn't know what we was going to do. Board member Bibbs called me and said, John, how can we continue our board meeting? I said, well, we can do Teams, we can do Zoom, we can do all of that. We made it happen. And what did that do? That made the city and the county come and say, how can we do the same thing? So because of the work that the team has done, and I know it was 4 or 5 years ago, but I really want to highlight them because they did something that a lot of people probably wouldn't have did, Ms. Coleman. So
they put their life on
they
the
put
line.
their life on the line. But
to make sure children had education.
That's right. Still, in spite of.
Regardless to.
We here. Still fight.
One last question.
Uh-oh, yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm trying to be good. Yes, ma'am.
If you, if a child walked up to you today, said, what is your greatest aspiration? And what is your greatest accomplishment? What would you say?
Greatest accomplishment?
And what is your greatest aspiration?
I think I'm living in my greatest accomplishment, to be a black man running a radio and TV station for the past 6 years with no issues, no problems. I think that I'm living my aspiration because I came from professional basketball for 15 years and people said, you just a basketball player, you can't do nothing else. So now I jump in, I said, well, I'm gonna apply this basketball life to broadcasting. So I said, you're not gonna outwork me. So I think I'm living, I used to think it was basketball, but I think it's this. This is what I think I'm here for, to push this to the next level and to make sure that our children know how to do everything in here, where they can go from here to CNN, BET, ESPN,
anywhere they want.
but they get that foundation here, right? Just like Pat. I think Pat, he went to this program, I'm not gonna say how many years ago, but he came through this program. So he got a different feeling and a passion for this program. So I'm gonna work like hell to keep this program alive, to make sure that we can create Ians, Khalils, Pats, myself, Dawn, so we can bring up the next generation so we can keep that train going. So I'm living what I aspired to. And the first one, what was the other one? What would I tell a child? Or what was it, the first question?
Your greatest aspiration.
And then my greatest achievement.
Yes.
The greatest achievement was us being inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Because so many people was trying to say, you know, this your grandparents' station and this, that, and the third. And when we got inducted and they said, you all are by far the only station that's in the community consistent. And you remember, and ladies and gentlemen, when we started Sunset Skate, board member Coleman was the first board member to come down there and see all them children and saw our children pass out books. She was there. So now, 4 years later, that won an award, a Best in Black award for an arts and culture event.
Yes.
But Ms. Coleman saw it, and we getting ready to start back up next month. But those things from getting that inducted into the Hall of Fame, from a station that people looked at as an old station and nobody listened to, that's my greatest achievement.
I remember when we did the school, returning to school. And
20 and 20.
20 and 20.
20 schools, and 20 days.
I've had people ask me, are y'all going to do that again?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
You know,
yes.
Things
we do,
like that.
20. So we got up in the morning before school, went to 20 schools in 20 days, passed out pencils, gave hugs, high fives, and we played music for 20 straight days. It never been done before.
No, it
hadn't. But we had different departments out there too. So yeah, we have done a lot. I think we need to start documenting some of this stuff.
Yeah, a lot has been done.
Thank you, Ms. Coleman. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell some of the story, because I think this is where I think C19 needs to go. We need to tell our story, the district. How many teachers, what are they doing? What about the cafeteria worker that's been there for 20, 30 years? And we need to tell our stories, because I think that's why in the community, you know, the community has their voice, because we're not combating it with those different things that's going on, because we focusing on one thing, but we know we got thousands of stories that could be told.
We really do.
So we might need to get a couple more people hired over here, Ms. Coleman. So I might need your help when we get some more personnel.
Let us know.
But I mean, that would help. That's what we can do.
We've reached out and talked about Pat, Kalia, Ian, and Don. But you have Michael Adrian,
Kathy Hart,
Kavon J. I mean, and when you come in this building, there's a family. I tell you, I go in buildings and I can tell the difference.
Yes, ma'am.
But there's a family atmosphere here.
Yes, ma'am. And that's why I want you to tell those, when you go to these schools, send some people over here. Let the children, and I think with CTE, they want us to do something with middle school students. We already got a spot for them where they can come over and they can see, because if we start them young, so by the time they get to that 11th, 12th grade, or once they leave here, they can go anywhere.
They can go anywhere.
So yes, ma'am.
They're prepared.
We're growing. We coming, Ms. Coleman. You have my word. We coming. Because y'all own this. So I want to make sure when I leave, it's better than how I found it.
It is already better.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Because of your leadership, your team, we're growing.
Yes, ma'am. You ain't seen nothing yet.
No,
just wait. Just wait.
We ain't seen nothing yet.
Yes,
ma'am. Stay small so they won't try to take you from us.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to do my best.
Stay small so they won't come in and try to take you and offer you more money.
I don't know how small I can get. If I'm 6'9", I'm going to have to break down some. I have to break down.
No, don't break down. Don't break down. Just stay. We need you. Yes, we appreciate you.
Thank you, Ms. Coleman.
We appreciate your team.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I think that's something we got to do better in our district, is letting people know that we appreciate them.
That's real.
Teachers, principals, the cafeteria workers, the janitors, the SEAs.
All of them.
The mechanics.
Come on. The man that make the keys for all the buildings.
We appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Our lawn care people. Everybody that touches my babies, because you know they're mine.
They're yours. You let everybody know that. I let
everybody know these my 110.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
1,000. Yes, I appreciate you.
And look, speaking on behalf of everybody in this building, we appreciate you and the board and the superintendents that we served under, because our sole purpose is to push the narrative that you all are bringing. So with that being said, we here, Ms. Coleman, we want to get better, and we want to expand, and we want to do what we can to make sure our children are learning this broadcasting stuff.
Well, I want to thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule because
Because I think we got a committee meeting today. We got
a
things we got to
committee
get ready
meeting. We
for.
got
Yes,
several
ma'am.
things that we have going on. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to thank you for this opportunity to sit down and do something you said nobody has ever done.
Because they've been scared, because they don't know what I'm going to say. That's why Danisha here, she like to make sure John ain't going to say nothing crazy. But see, that's the thing. When you put a perception of somebody and then you give them an opportunity, it's like, that person was nothing like what I
Nothing
thought
like
of,
there.
because they listening to what other people has put in their head. So now they formed an opinion based off of somebody else. Until you heard that person speak, you got to come. Sometimes they'll come back and say, John, I promise you, I
I
apologize.
apologize.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Keep working. Don't stop. Don't let nobody stop you from what you're supposed to be here to do.
Our gentle giant.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I call you.
I'll let you. You're the only one that can
I
say
can only
that.
one.
You're the only one that said nobody else better call me gentle. Only you, though.
Our gentle giant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I cannot thank you. This has been another Cheers Report. Thank you for coming and just sitting down and sharing your thoughts and perspectives with me.
Thank you. It's an honor.